I am powerless over climate change. No one can convince me I can make a difference by adjusting my lifestyle and voting for change. Countries with weak emission reduction targets will gain competitive advantage over countries that pay more for mitigation. Following is better than leading. Environmental protection should not interfere with economic growth. We don't want to lose our way of life. I trust competitive markets will incentivize innovation. Aggressive emission pricing will hurt the economy in the long term. Continuing to burn fossil fuels is necessary. Achieving net zero emissions is not always practical. Adaptation is always possible. I trust human progress. We need to look out for ourselves. What we do to reduce our emissions matters less than what the rest of the world does to reduce emissions. The cost to us of reducing emissions is far more significant than the global cost of rising emissions. Human activity is not contributing to climate change. I find it very hard to believe human civilization will transform the climate system in coming decades. Scientists tell us greenhouse gases changed the climate long before humans were around. What difference can I make today? No one can fix all the world's problems. We all want future generations to have a better life. The wealth we leave to our grandchildren will help them more than the climate we leave to our grandchildren. Climate change is probably all just a conspiracy. You will never hear me say my actions can make a difference on climate change. But what if I turned all that around? My actions can make a difference on climate change. You will never hear me say climate change is probably all just a conspiracy. The climate we leave to our grandchildren will help them more than the wealth we leave to our grandchildren. We all want future generations to have a better life. No one can fix all the world's problems. What difference can I make today? Greenhouse gases changed the climate long before humans were around. Scientists tell us in coming decades the climate system will transform human civilization. I find it very hard to believe human activity is not contributing to climate change. The global cost of rising emissions is far more significant than the cost to us of reducing emissions. What the rest of the world does to reduce emissions matters less than what we do to reduce our emissions. We need to look out for ourselves. I trust human progress is always possible. Adaptation is not always practical. Achieving net zero emissions is necessary. Continuing to burn fossil fuels will hurt the economy in the long term. Aggressive emission pricing will incentivize innovation. I trust competitive markets. We don't want to lose our way of life. Economic growth should not interfere with environmental protection. Leading is better than following. Countries that pay more for mitigation will gain competitive advantage over countries with weak emission reduction targets. By adjusting my lifestyle and voting for change, I can make a difference. No one can convince me I am powerless over climate change.